we were very pleased to be able to launch a new online marketplace. So shopyxh.ca that launched on Monday, December 7th, just in time for Christmas. It's been, a dream in the making for many of us that are involved in the partnership and wanting to have a marketplace that people could come to see all of our incredible businesses. I see Uniquely Custom Gifts and Design in the chat, and that's one of our amazing businesses on the marketplace. And we have, I think when we launched on Monday, there were 36 businesses. We're now, I think, over 55 businesses. So it's a great way, particularly now that there's increased restrictions, to be able to not only get your business online, but also to check out our local shops and businesses. The other thing too is obviously there's a lot of other businesses that aren't your traditional retail. And so we don't want to forget about those businesses either. And so we have a Christmas exchange marketplace on our website where people are posting information. We're doing a Local First Christmas. We have a Local First Christmas Facebook event. We're promoting the 12 days of Local First. So just trying to generate ideas and share information about all the amazing businesses and how people can support local this holiday season. And one of my taglines that I saw from another chamber in the US, I can't lay claim to it, but we really want to keep the Christmas cheer here and to encourage just, that goodwill and support and local support. Obviously, everybody is aware of the new restrictions, and that's another reason we wanted to hop on here today, because those are going to take effect Sunday, December 13th. So you're going to see a lot of those changes at midnight. So restaurants, pubs, bars, lounges, cafes, they're closed to in-person service, and they're saying just take out curbside pickup, delivery services are permitted. So make sure you're supporting those local restaurants. And pubs, bars, cafes. I was on a town hall last night that focused on restaurants, retail businesses, and so that was with Minister Schweitzer. They did clarify last night that that counter service would be still fine. So, if you're going in, ordering from the counter and heading back out. So that was one area that I know there were questions about. Retail services. So any of our retail services, including our mall, need to reduce that customer capacity to 15%. And of course, encouraging curbside pickup, delivery, and online services, which is why it's great that we do have a marketplace. And our businesses have been absolutely incredible throughout this in terms of posting their product to Facebook. Make sure that you are doing that again in terms of just showcasing what you have. Certainly tag us, just get that information out there, and actually you could go in, post it to that Local First Christmas in terms of ideas that tie into those 12 days of Local First that we're encouraging people to tap into. Places of worship are limited to 15% capacity for in-person attendance. They have lots of ideas in terms of other options, drive-in services, obviously virtual services, casinos, bingo halls, gaming, entertainment centers, racing, bowling alleys, pool halls are legions, and private clubs are to be closed. Recreational facilities. So these are fitness centers, pools, spas, gyms, studios, day camps, indoor rinks and arenas. All of those are going to be closed if they haven't already, which I know is going to be challenging. Outdoor rec is permitted, and they did clarify, if you're going out and you have, so of course outdoor you can have 10. What they are restricting is social gatherings. So no indoor or outdoor social gatherings. But again, on the call last night, they said if you have a walking group and you're maintaining that distance and keeping separated, and you're going for a walk, that's fine. But they really did stress that they're trying to just absolutely prohibit and restrict the close contact. And so that's really what underscores all of these restrictions that are in place. Entertainment businesses, libraries, or library, science center, interpretive center, museums, galleries, amusement parks, water parks are all closed. Hotels are open, but still have to follow the restrictions, and they've been told that they can't have their spas, pools, or in-person dining either. Personal and wellness services, including our hair salons, nail salons, massage, tattoo, piercings, all of those are closed. And I know our salons and barbershops are working like mad, pulling crazy days to try to get people in before these restrictions take effect. I know Cole from Red Velvet and her team were out delivering some amazing station coffee to keep our hairdressers and barbers going. So great job to you guys for recognizing the need, and certainly people wanting to get spruced up before Christmas and before these restrictions. And then working from home is mandatory. Hence, you get to be in my home and my Christmas tree in the background. So thank you for joining me in my home this morning. But of course, unless physical presence is required. You can go to medicinehatchamber.com/COVID-19. We have links to the information that you will need. We also issued a press release just yesterday just to highlight some of those restrictions as well as the supports. So that's really what it comes down to. And certainly this was a concern that we had in terms of lockdowns and what that would mean. And we said, we were saying to government, if this happens, we need to make sure that our businesses are supported financially so that they can survive into 2021. So they did top up the Alberta SME relaunch grant. You'll love the acronym, it's SMERGE. So it's a small and medium enterprise relaunch grant. They've topped that up another $15,000. So the first round was $5,000, and they've added another $15,000 for a total of $20,000. The $5,000, that application was open and has been open for a number of months. The next $15,000, that application process actually won't open until next week. So stay tuned for that. They're just trying to get the portal and everything open and ready to go. The other thing that we've been stressing, I've been on 4 or 5 town halls or calls this week with government. So there was the public town halls in the evenings this week. But one of the things that I was able to stress, as well as others, was those startup businesses. We know that there are a number of businesses who have taken that risk and started their business through the last 9 months that aren't able to access supports. And so a lot of people really don't realize how much those businesses are struggling because they had, for looking at, and I've researched and all of the different support programs, reached out to the Canadian Chamber, to the government and asked questions. And those businesses had to have been operational on March 1st to access so many of the grants. So we're trying to figure that piece out. Last night, the government committed that they would be looking to resolve that gap. In the meantime, they are encouraging businesses to email the BizConnect, so bizconnect@gov.ab.ca, to make them aware that you are one of those new businesses that needs support, and they'll see what they can do on those one-off occurrences and instances. And I said to the minister when I asked the question the other night that we're going to need a lot more than just an email, because I don't think the government realizes how many businesses have actually started up in the last 9 months. So that is definitely a gap that we've seen. On Friday, December 4th, the Canada Emergency Business Account Loan had that second CEBA loan up to $20,000. So the initial loan amount was $40,000, and they've topped that up another $20,000. So that you can make sure you connect with your financial institution for that. And if you didn't apply for the first one, make sure that you do connect on that to check on eligibility, because of course, as with I think all of the programs, they have changed over the course of the last number of months. And so one of the key things with that CEBA loan, initially businesses that were operating out of a personal account were not eligible. And so they had changed that requirement in addition to a few others. So you want to take a look at that one again. The other element I forgot to mention about the SME relaunch grant is that they also changed that. If you looked at that at the very beginning, it was a 50% revenue decline. They've actually changed that threshold to 30%. So that's going to capture probably double the number of businesses as before. And it had been really undersubscribed. So I really encourage you to take a look at that. Support for restaurants. So this is something I wasn't aware of that I just found out about last night. So Skip the Dishes had just made an announcement that they are working alongside the government of Alberta in terms of how to support Alberta restaurants. So through Newswire, actually I was able to find the information. So there's a 25% rebate on commission for local independent restaurant partners, 0% commission rate for any new restaurants joining the network during the restriction period, 10.5 commission rate to any restaurant partner looking to utilize their own staff to facilitate delivery while using Skip's technology, the continuation of Skip's restaurant tipping initiative, the app functionality that allows partners to diversify their menu offerings, and some additional marketing and order driving initiatives. So again, we have that listed in our weekly update. So you can check out that information there. I always like to personally phone the local restaurant and pick it up myself because I do know I'd rather have all of that money going to our local business. But if you are using delivery, just take a look at the, what the best options are, and maybe even ask your local restaurant or your fave place what their preference is, because they're great about sharing that information. There's more support for the tourism sector, so hotels and lodging providers are able now to keep the tourism levy amounts up to March 31st, 2021. It was going to end December 31st. There's a few other details on our weekly update that I posted last night, so you can check that out this morning and run through that. The Government of Canada is proposing new temporary support up to $1,200 per child. That's not in effect yet, but that's what they're proposing. There's also some information in our weekly update in terms of some of the closures in the city. Obviously, the budget update from the city that they approved at council on Monday. I'm just kind of scrolling. The good news is, of course, the vaccines are coming, and we'll have the first vaccines that will be going to healthcare workers starting next week. With regards to the city budget, we were pleased to see that they're looking at that zero property tax increase. Of course, they made that effective in 2020, and that's going to continue on for 2021. So that's going to provide some much needed relief to, businesses and individuals. We have lots of resources through our website, so not only in the weekly update, but our COVID-19 information page. There's business links, interactive business plan builder, so you might want to take this opportunity to do that. I don't know how many of you know, but I'm hoping everybody knows now, if your child has to get tested for COVID, you can access their test results through My Health Records. I was on a webinar this week as well with Help Seeker. So a lot of you who are in the social services side are already familiar with Help Seeker. But if you haven't downloaded it yet, take a look at it. So it's Help Seeker. It's available in both Apple and Android. But the other one I just found out about is a wellness screener. And so it's a really cool, just smart technology to find help fast on the go. It really takes a look at your well-being across 15 dimensions and will give you resources that can help. So particularly from, if you're looking at it from a mental health perspective, but also for service providers, it will be really critical for people to get your information onto help seekers so that people can find those resources and know what supports are within our community. So we've added our information to that, and I just encourage everybody to utilize that app and encourage others as well who are struggling to find services. There's a few surveys. I know surveys are challenging. We're trying to wrap up our business research survey. So you may have received an email from me. If you haven't already done it, it might be in your inbox. So if you wouldn't mind taking some time to fill that out, because it's really going to inform our strategies and our business support strategies of our partners moving forward. So it's really critical data as well. It's data that we use that we can take to government in terms of what we're going to need to do to make sure our businesses are sustained over the next while. There's also a quick, like less than 1 minute provincial restriction business impact survey. That's also in that weekly update. That will be fantastic for your input, because that goes to the Alberta Chambers, who is providing that to the provincial government as well. So all of that is in our weekly update, so make sure you take a look at that. You can find all of the supports on our website, but I would suggest, if you're looking at kind of a checklist, because I know that's sometimes the most challenging. So start with the Small and Medium Enterprise Relaunch Grant, and that might be something you want to put on your radar for next Friday. The Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy, so they have increased that back up to 75%, and that's going to be extended to June 2021, retroactive to March 15th. They've changed some of the criteria for that. The Canada Emergency Rent Subsidy. This is a big one because this is what we were asking for in terms of the changes needed to the previous Canada Emergency Rent Assistance Program. You know, I know a lot of tenants were having trouble accessing that, and this has now been changed. It's now a subsidy. It's available to tenants, but it's also available to property owners. So even if you're not renting or leasing your property, if you're a property owner and you have a mortgage, or even if you've paid for your property, take a look at that one, because it's going to assist with some of those property expenses. So even if you own your property outright, your business property, and you're looking at your property taxes or your property insurance, those are some of those eligible expenses. And they, you know, now that we are in a bit of a lockdown for businesses, there is that top-up support. So it's a direct subsidy up to 65% of your property expenses, and then if you're in a lockdown situation, an additional 25% lockdown support for up to 90% of your expenses. So really do take a look at that one. Of course, I mentioned the Canada Emergency Business Account, and then of course there's all the other kind of employment insurance stream of support. So employment insurance, the Canada Recovery Benefit, the Canada Recovery Caregiving Benefit, the Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit, and of course a Shop Here program. So for you, businesses that, even if you don't have a Shopify store, you can still sign up. So you go to shopyxh.ca, click on Shop Now, and you'll see a little white button at the top right-hand corner that says New Business, and you can click on that and sign up your business, even if you want to list, you know, a couple products. I was chatting with Baba Clucks via email last night, and she's got her amazing food that she's doing in freezer packs and taking Christmas catering orders. And so it's just that awareness, because a lot of people, you know, while we all think that we have so much great information and everybody should know about what we're doing and what we have, that's not always the case. So it's really important that you use whatever methods are at your fingertips to make sure people know about your amazing products and what you have available. And, you know, this, if anything, this has really provided us that opportunity and that time to showcase our amazing businesses. The other pieces of information, so from the town halls that I was on, I asked a few questions, as I always do, for those that know me. There weren't any announcements related to construction, real estate, or realtors. So I asked that question in terms of the requirements or restrictions for those industries. So no new restrictions for construction aside from the mandatory masking and kind of the workplace requirements, but no additional requirements. That way, realtors, they're saying, you know, obviously, ideally work from home. So same as the mandatory work from home wherever you can. But the government does have some mobile and home-based business guidelines on the BizConnect, Alberta BizConnect website page in their guidelines for businesses. And so, again, I shared that I was speaking with one of our companies this week who typically does meet with people in their homes and trying to figure out how to do that. And so you can use those guidelines. In terms of, I did talk about the new businesses, so make sure that you email bizconnect@gov.ab.ca. And then, I'm sorry, food trucks. Food trucks actually came up in the conversation last night because they don't have an indoor component where people are, you know, seated and dining. You know, they can still serve out of their food trucks. So that we have some amazing food trucks. I know a lot of them aren't winterized, but who knows if we'll see them come back out. If I can put in a special request, I would like to see a few more of those again at this time of year, but I know it's cold out there. They kept underscoring the fact that these guidelines are really to limit close contact. I mean, that was what they underscored a lot of their responses with. I mentioned the grab and go from cafes and counter service would be considered that pickup service. You know, again, I can't emphasize enough. Go to check out the shopyxh.ca. If you didn't get a chance to sign up for the Shop Here program, you can still sign up to have your website built for you at no cost. We had over 100 businesses who had signed up. As I said, there's over 55 businesses now in the ShopYXH marketplace. I mentioned our Local First Christmas Facebook event. I'll mention it again to connect and engage on that page in terms of ideas to celebrate Local First and to give a shout out to our incredible businesses. And share your ideas for the 12 days of Local First. Some of the themes that we have is creativity, entertainment, adventure, pampering, health, choice, of course with gift cards, the gift of delicious, because we have so many amazing restaurants and cafes, the gift of cheer, the gift of green, because we have some incredible florists and greenhouses and botanical shops, the gift of plenty, of course, with gift baskets, and the gift of just unique. We have so many incredible businesses that have unique gifts that you can pick up. We also have Christmas shopping coupons. So we have some amazing businesses who are offering discounts at this time of year. So we have Annegret's Chocolate, Badlands Harley Davidson, Brown Social House, Kucher Hair, Deerview, Del Rossi, Dunmore Dugouts, EconoShield, IHOP, Integrity Spinal Care, Azoti, Jackson Dodge, Medicine Hat, Meat Traders Mooks, Moxie's, Pet Valley, Pita Bit, Prairie Denair, the Quilting Shop, and so many more. So you can actually go to medicinehatchamber.com, click on our homepage. The banner is right there. We have 39 businesses right now on our Christmas exchange page as well that are showcasing some of what they do. So lots of ways to, you know, again, showcase your business, share your business, and get your information out there. And I think the biggest thing, again, I'll loop back to my beginning comments about just being there for each other, supporting one another. Our people are what makes our community strong. So let's make sure that we keep that in our focus and make that our focus. There's a lot of things right now that we can't control and that are very challenging right now. And so what we need to do is make sure that we focus on what we can control, that we focus on supporting each other, being there for each other, strengthening each other, lifting each other up, just sharing that message of positivity. We have, as I mentioned, we'll be kicking off a campaign next week, so stay tuned for that. And we may even be having another press conference on Monday because I just signed an MOU with a new partner initiative that we hope will be another support for your business. So know that we are working like mad behind the scenes, 12, 14, 16-hour days to try to get all of these resources together to make sure that your voice is heard, that you're represented, and know that you matter, and we care deeply for this community and for you. So I'm just going to do a quick poll, and I'm hoping, will it come up? Maybe not. Oh, here. So because there's so many different programs, I'm really curious if individuals would like a webinar or a session on some of the financial supports. It's been something that we've been looking at. And so if I know there's not a whole lot on, I see 12 eyeballs right now. But even for those of you who are watching this after the live, please just, if you could post it even in the comments, if you would be interested in attending a webinar session on financial support. So that would be CUES, the acronyms are hilarious and confusing all at the same time, but CUES, CEBA, CERS, SMERGE, CERB, CREB, so it's CREB, CRS. I wouldn't even know how to pronounce all of them. But you can put in the comments yes, no, or yes, but not until the new year, because I know obviously there's a lot of things going on as well right now. So just wanted to, again, hop on, give a shout out to each one of you in terms of what you're doing in our community right now, and the amazing work that each of you are doing within your businesses, just trying to, I know some of you are just trying to stay afloat. And I keep saying we just need to focus on the things that we all have in common. I think we can all agree that we're tired, that we all want this to be done sooner than later, that we want to support our community, that we want to rally together, and we want to put people first. And I think we can all agree that that's a cause worth fighting for and worth rallying around. So I leave you with that, and please do reach out if you have questions, if it's really confusing for you, and just need that extra bit of advice or support. The other thing I'll actually ask, if you guys can put in the comments, obviously this is like one of those feature presentations where we hopped on just to do a quick update, but if you're interested in me coming back on next Friday, you can put that in the comments. I know everybody's time is valuable. And so if this is of interest to people, so whether you're tuning in live or if you're watching this recording after, would love to hear from you in the comments, and I'll base my decision on if it's a repeat occurrence based on the demand and the need from all of our followers and viewers. But I thank you for taking time out of your morning. I know some of you are having to perhaps start off to work, but some of you may be working from home. So I wish you a wonderful day, a great weekend, and I look forward to connecting with each of you soon. Take care.